Do not attempt to adjust your set. This is a streaming freedom video bulletin. It cannot be stopped, and it is the only free voice left on the net. Hello friends, and welcome back to the channel. For today's Skyrim mod video on the PlayStation 4, I have for you a different type of showcase than I would normally bring. This is a showcase for the mod author aurllcooljay. This is for a mod compilation of a bunch of mods that he has put together. I originally had recorded a very long video because there was a lot to show and I was trying to showcase some of the items after seeing the room, but unfortunately the video was extremely long, and also my controller is giving me quite a lot of difficulties with being able to play right now, and it was causing things to look like they were messing up when they weren't. Ultimately, after I got done putting the video together and took a look at it, I just was not satisfied with how it turned out. I did not think that it was fair or right to the mod author to not at least try to the best of my ability, showcase their work. So instead, I decided to scrap that video in its entirety after working on it for all day, and instead am going to re-showcase the video, only this time I'm only going to show the room and what is in there. I will not be showing any of the actual items on my character. So you can find this mod by heading to the latest category. Now you will have to go a little further back into it as there are several in front of this mod now. The name of it is Aurel's Mod Compilation. It is by the mod author aurllcooljay, and this is version 3 of the mod. So the mod description asks that you please read it in its entirety, as it will answer most of your questions, and I do highly recommend that. I will only be reading it in part, with the exception of the final part that I do believe is very important when considering downloading this mod. So in part, this description states, a mysterious painting has appeared in the Riverwood Sleeping Giant Inn with the power to transport you to a strange location. You will find the painting in a west room heading left from the bar counter. And what this is once you enter the new area, there is a book that shows a mod list for all the different mods that were compiled into this one mod, and for the most part these are armor, clothing, weapon, and spell mods. He also states that he didn't use any mods that made changes to anything in game so that it would not conflict with anything, and he also did not include any mods that added placed NPCs or face parts. Now it is this next part that is very important, and I highly suggest when you download the mod you read this in its entirety as well as listen along here. And that is a question: any glitches or issues that I should be aware of? And the answer: being made for the PS4, there are some mods in here with minor issues. Nothing game breaking though. The mod list book also states problems with mods and how to deal with them. You can also look up the original mods for more info. Now it's this next part though that is extremely important, and I would consider game breaking if it occurred. Also noting that the 0KB bug can be caused by scrolling through containers with lots of items. So please take it easy and don't search every chest at once. If you are having troubles that aren't mentioned, it could be because of deleting mods that make changes to the game, in which case the only way to fix that would be to make a new game, excuse me. So I highly recommend doing what the mod description states and saying so please take it easy and don't search every chest at once. Now because this is a showcase, I did go into each chest. However, if a chest had a lot of items, I did not scroll through the entirety of the chest. I only showed some, just so that you could kind of get an idea of what you are getting with this mod, and if you are familiar with the mods that are compiled within the single mod, you would know anyways. But for anybody that is worried about the 0KB bug, you do have to be aware, of course, that when using any type of mod, that can be a problem, but as long as you don't abuse the mod, it should be fine. Personally, I do not download and test out mods unless I trust that they will be okay. I do trust the mod author, I trust the work that is done here, and I have of course taken precautions, as I always do, just to be on the safe side, but you should still do what you feel is best for you. Because at the end of the day, mods can be unpredictable and there can be issues that arise from using them. Okay, so let's see what we need to do. So you want to make your way here to Riverwood. And once here, head into the Sleeping Giant Inn. Okay, so the mod description stated that you want to come here. Here is the bar, and you want to go to the room that's here on the left. Now you'll see that there has been a painting added to the wall through the looking glass. This is the mod. Okay, and here is the room. As you can see, there is a lot in here, and the first thing I would suggest doing is going over to this table right here. So this book contains a name of each of the mods that is in this mod compilation, as well as information on them, things that you may need to know, so definitely you should read through this. As you can see, there is quite a lot here, and besides this book, there's also a couple other things that you'll find on this table. There is a mod update book, which right now is blank, but I'm assuming then in the future, if this mod is updated, the update notes will be here, as well as a scavenger hunt that apparently there is some stuff hidden in here that I did not find the first time when I was in this room, so I highly doubt I would find again. In any case, let's go ahead and take a look at the different chests, their locations, and what you get. So this is the Dragon Aspect chest. Again, I will scroll through some of these. If there's a lot in a chest, I'm not going to go through everything, but just to kind of give you an idea of what you have. This chest here has some really neat items. This one is a Ghost Sparrow chest. Now, something I do want to point out with this, I tried these rings originally that you see here, and I did have an issue with that, where after removing the ring, my character remains see-through. I fixed it by loading a game, but I did want to mention that. Here we have a Dark Brotherhood chest, and contained within it we have some weapons, as well as you'll have a bunch of different as you can see, masks and armor pieces and what have you, and they are recolorations, and some of these chests also contain some alternate versions of armor that he somehow altered, either combining some, as you'll see later on, and stuff. There is a lot in here really to take a look at. Okay, this chest is called the Spear Chest, and inside you'll have I want to show this here. It's just the way the light's hitting it. It is there. But you have a lot of different weapons here that you can go through and see. You got a right-handed and left-handed version, as well as you have some other stuff in here. Again, as you can see, there is quite a lot, so I'm not going to scroll through everything. Here is a vampire chest. Now, this one contains some spell tomes like the Bat Swarm and the Beast Form and Vampiric Form. Now, I did try these originally when I did the first showcase for this, the scrapped showcase, and I could not get those to work. Here is the cape barrel. As you can see, besides capes, there are some other things in here. You have some farmer gauntlets and armor, and then as you go further down here, you'll see you also have some boots, but here are the capes. Now, the book states that these capes are leftover assets, and so they're best shown on a mannequin. And I did try those on, and as you can see there with that mannequin, it looks pretty good, but on your character, it doesn't really. This cloak barrel, these cloaks do fit better to your character than the capes do, while the capes are kind of far away. These aren't, but they don't have really any movement to them, so again, I would say probably best for using on a statue or something. Here you have some spell tomes, as well as whatever that is for a giant potato, apparently. But this is a Conjure Unique NPC chest. You can find that located here. I don't believe that this is anything. I couldn't get it to do anything. I guess it's just decoration. I could be mistaken about that. Here is a mask chest, and inside you will find there are also some weapons in here, and then you have a lot of stuff to do with the nightingales. It's located in this chest, as well as some variations that I was speaking of. This is a eyeless variation, and there's also a reverse eyeless variation that's in here. So besides just some recolors, you also have some variations of armor, including these very weird things that I have never seen before and really need to be seen to be believed. So, as you can see, quite a lot there. Again, I'm not going to go through the chest's entirety. Here you have the Unrelenting Chest. This chest contains a bunch of different weapons with different percentage of a chance of like a knockout or a knockback. As you can see, 40%, 30, 20, 90, 80 on this for knockdown. So you can choose which weapon you want for how much of a percentage for the effect to take hold. And as you can see, some knockback arrows and just a bunch of different weapons to have fun with. Alright, so if you head into this room, you'll find that there is a little safe right here with corrupted armors. This has a bunch of different armors that very different from what I thought they were going to be. I might actually cut my reaction to what that armor did to Lydia and post that as just a separate little goofy video. These corrupted eyes sounded cool, but I couldn't get them to work correctly on the character. Here you have spell books and staff safe. I'm assuming these are items that you use to cast spells, but I'm not certain. I couldn't actually find them in my inventory. I got a ton of stuff in my inventory when I pulled them, but you do have some items there. Here you have a body paint knapsack. This allows you to color your body or put different things. Like here you can see this is like for blood, make you look bloody. There's different varying degrees of it. And you do need to change. This one makes you blue apparently. You do need to move it up to be able to see what each one is, because in the default position you can't really tell. Like this one adds word wall writing to your body. Here you have a dragon hide sack with a bunch of different dragon themed weapons in here. That sword looks really cool. I like that. As well, besides those, you also have some clothing options, as you can see here, including these undergarments that Lydia looked really good in. It's a shame I had to scrap that original one I did. Here we have Dragon Priest's headless or hoodless, excuse me, masks, and this is the armor variant. So this will be the mask, but you won't have the hood that's attached to them. You can have some very unique looking ones there. Again, there is quite a lot in here. I'm not going to scroll through everything. And this is the same thing, I believe, but this is a clothing variant of it, where the other chest is an armor variant. And again, as you can see, several different options. And if you I would say, here is a peaceful bookcase. This is got a thing for different spells you can learn, make them peaceful for 10 seconds, a minute, an hour. And the book did state, the mod book did state that those don't always work, so definitely read that. It does, I think, put you into stealth. There's nothing on this bookcase. But what I was going to say was, for those of you worried about the chests that have a lot of items in it, if you come in when you load the game and it's just a single chest that you're going through, I think it'd be perfectly fine. That is just my opinion, but I think it would be perfectly fine to go through the entirety of a single chest. You just don't want to hit up every single one of these chests at one time, scrolling through everything. So here we have a Wearable Objects chest, and as you can see, you can be a Bethesda statue that was quite large, chair, different things here, the Bethesda statue, which I quite enjoyed that one. This is really cool, a wearable dragon. I might go ahead and show that in a little clip also, I don't know. It's not animated or anything, but still, it's neat looking. But bunch of different wearable objects. I wasn't even aware that this kind of thing existed in mods, but definitely a lot there. Here is a fur armor chest. This has a bunch of different color variations of the Forsworn and fur armors. As you can see here, a bunch of different colors that you can choose from, as well as some clothing variations like this, the skimpy versions, which Lydia looked quite good in, and they are definitely skimpy. So I definitely enjoyed this mod. As you can see, there's a statue for it. If you come over here, you'll find a weaponized chest. This has, I'm not exactly certain, it says they're animations, so I'm not exactly certain what this is, but if you are familiar with the mod, as these were all standalone mods, or at least the way that I understand it, here's a broom you could go beat somebody's ass with if you want, I guess. And you have just a bunch of different things here that you can use. And continuing on, let's go over to this one real quick. This is a bound Weapons Urn. And as you can see, if you stay on it for a minute, it will change color so that you can see what it looks like, but you do need to stay on it for a minute. Now, I just, the last time I just kind of scrolled through and looked at it, but I didn't select any of these because my game crashes anytime I try to use a bound weapon. But there are a lot here, and this is really neat. Look at this. So, a lot of options there. Also some spell tomes that you can use. So, as you can see, quite a lot in the urn here. Again, I'm not going to go through everything. If you come over here, this chest, you will find a cloak chest is what it's called, but you do have some other things in here too. Got some masks with a cloak, it looks like. And these Dragon Priest ones, actually, I tried one of them, and yeah, it was very freaky, to say the least. Not something that I've seen before. This is really cool. I couldn't get it to work right for myself, but if you know what you're doing and you can get it to look like this is a lightsaber chest. Lightsaber box, I should say. As you can see, you have very many versions of lightsabers here. Not only that, but characters like you got Darth Vader, you got Leia, Luke Skywalker, Mace Windu, so on and so forth. If you're a Star Wars fan, there's quite a lot here that you could enjoy. Mace Windu, excuse me. Somebody be jumping me in the comments for that. In any case, here you have the Captain Jack Sparrow chest. This is really cool. You have, look at the sword. This is really neat. A Ghost Pirate sword, a bunch of different ones. You got some hats here. You also have some like eye patches and stuff. But what I really like is right here, the Cursed Pirate armor. If you haven't tried this, you gotta try this armor and put it with one of the hats or something. It's really cool looking. You can play as a cursed pirate. Okay, let's head into this room next. Now, if you come over here, I don't think there's anything here. I tried to interact with it. But if you come over to the bonfire and search that, you'll find this very beautiful Gold Knight Cuirass. This is really nice looking. And I didn't see a difference between the two of these. Originally, I did try them both, but I didn't see a difference, so I don't know. But there's a lot of different color variations of it, as well as you can see there's also helmets, there's weapons, gauntlets, should probably be boots in here too. I'm not going to scroll through all of this, but as you can see, you got quite a lot of options. You can see what one of them looks like on this mannequin here. It's really nice looking. And again, I do apologize for not showcasing some of these on my character. That was my original intent. Lydia, would you move, please? Lydia. That was my original intent. If you come over here, you got the colorless weapon chest, but like I stated, after I took a look at that video, the length of it and everything, I just didn't feel that it really did justice to aurllcooljay's mod, so that's why I'm reshooting it. Here is a safe I missed the first time that I looked. This is called the Improvement Safe. As you can see, you have some different things here, including some improved ability rings that do it by different percentages for like magic, melee. This is armor, again, different percentages, so you can choose what you want. So definitely be careful that you don't miss that like I did the first time. But you have a lot of different items here that you can have, a bunch of different rings actually that you can try out. Come over here and you have the colorless armor chest. As you can see, again, I do believe that there aren't any alterations to these, like removing or adding anything. I think they're just the normal armor stripped the color. Okay, let's see. Let's head into this room. Now, this right here is the Assassin's Creed chest. I showcased this in a mod video before. If you're interested in being able to see this one in more detail, I will leave a link to it in the description box down below. Even if you don't use this particular mod, although it's great, but if you don't, I highly recommend, where is it? This Spell Tome Eagle Vision. I cannot praise this mod enough. It is so much better than the Detect Life or Detect Death spell. I highly recommend that. Here you'll find a werewolf chest. You have fists, teeth, ring, clothing, rags, so different things for, I guess, werewolf. Different parts of it. In between these two mannequins, you'll find the Black Nordic Strong box. You have some different variations there. Armors, one had shoulder pads, one didn't. Again, as you can see, quite a lot of stuff here. I'm not going to go through it all, but we'll scroll down a little ways. And also, for those wondering, I can't remember if I said that in this showcase, so if so, I'm going to be repeating myself, or if I said it in the previous one that I scrapped. But here you have Mask with Hood's chest, so we'll take a look at that. But for anyone that is worried about chests that have a lot of items in it, I would think, and this is just my own personal opinion, but I would think that if you came in knowing what chest you wanted, what items you wanted, here is a combined helmets chest, it would be perfectly fine to go through the entirety of that chest looking for what's in it. You just don't want to do that to the entire room in a single go through. Here is helmets with hood chest, and if I'm wrong in that, I don't know if aurllcooljay will happen to see this video, but if there's anything that he wants to add or clarify, or anything that I got wrong, because I do get things wrong, I am just a gamer after all, but if there's anything he needs to clarify and he leaves it in a comment, I will pin that to the top of the page. But definitely for you, if you decide to download this, definitely read this book right here. That will be a big help into understanding where everything is. And so I just wanted to say thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I hope that it was helpful. I again do apologize that I did not get to showcase some of these mods on my character. There was some really neat stuff here, but at the end of the day, the length that video was, the problems that are happening not because of the mod but because of my faulty controller, it did not turn out well, and I thought that the mod author deserved much better than what I was giving, so I shot this alternate version instead. A link to aurllcooljay's YouTube channel will be in the description box down below. Thank you everybody for taking the time to watch this video. Take care. This has been a Streaming Freedom Video Bulletin. Peace out.